शुभोऽभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धे भवतु मे सदा वसुदेवं सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् हरि ओम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् नमस्ते नमस्ते सुनीता जी नमस्ते राजू so Hari Om.
Namaste.
So we are now going into the second session on the Gita talks. We have shared a beautiful book written by Sri Aurobindo called Essays on the Gita that is already available free in the ashram's website. Anybody has had the chance to go through the book a little bit? If not, I would say please do have a look at it. The more you read, you'll find it even more beautiful, and it makes you go deeper into the Gita. So now we first saw what was the need for studying the Gita. What do we need? What should we have as our approach when we study the Gita? It is not for a scholastic study only, where we can say, I know this is what is there in the Gita, this teaches me this, and I am so and so. Instead of that, the Gita is supposed to be a living guide for each and every one of us. We have to study the Gita in that light. That is what is the first part. Now, when we enter into the second, we have to look at some of the factors about what makes the Gita so unique. There are so many scriptures in the world, isn't it? There are n number of scriptures. Can someone tell me what is so special about the Gita, which makes the Gita unique among all the scriptures? There is something very unique about it. Can anybody guess or can anybody share your insight? We'll have a, it is a Gita talks, so talks will require multiple people to talk. Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah. I think that, when we are studying the Gita, we are faced with everyday questions of how to live life and face life, the difficulties, the challenges
Okay.
that we go through, and what is the best response we can give to any situation. Because this book, like even previously studied also, so it reveals a lot about karmic accounts and how we can improve our karmic destiny. We
Karmic
can change
accounts.
it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yes,
So
yes,
the,
madam.
on the quality of your uh, maturity and facing and understanding any situation, how how well you can tackle a situation without creating karmas which will bind you later on in your this life or future lives. So you have
Okay.
the power to create your own destiny. It
Okay.
empowers you to create your own destiny.
All right. Okay. Yes, my madam. So Harsha Maji has said that Gita is so powerful that it can help rewrite your destiny or create your own destiny. It is allowing you to, what we can say, as Maji said, it is, we have all karmic sanskars, karmic bandhanas, so it is allowing us to evolve, become better. But don't all other scriptures also somehow, somewhere speak something similar? What is it that makes Gita so unique? We were to look at any other points, if anybody would like to add to what Madam just said.
It speaks to the individual.
It speaks to the individual. All right. That is one very interesting point Shashiji has said. Meaning, I may look at it, say, as a businessman, I want to look at it, look at the Gita for a particular purpose. The Gita might tell me, ki, yes, see, don't invest in a Rajasic manner. Become calm, become quiet, don't get swayed. Remember, investments are subject to market risk. That would be the businessman's perspective. But then again, say a spiritual teacher, a spiritual guide will be able to understand, oh, look which guna is working inside of me. Am I entering into tamas? So he, depending on the person, that's a very interesting point. Depending on the individual, it offers a what we call custom guidance. All right, that was one nice point. Usha Maji, do you want to add something?
It is not a standalone book, but it is part of a greater scripture.
That is Sri Aurobindo has also written that, isn't it, Maji?
Yes, I read
Yeah.
it from there only.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
Sri Aurobindo in his essays on the Gita, he
Yes.
has actually talked about this in the very second chapter
Can I
about
tell you?
how. Yes, yes, Maji, you're saying something?
Well,
Anuradha ji wants
Okay.
to
Mario,
add something. Oh,
sorry.
Alpana ji. Okay. Alpana ji, please go on. Yes.
No, I was also actually going to say the same thing. It's that drama, that Natya is going on, the war is on, and then that point in time, he explains this, and that is what I think captures my attention
Okay.
and my psych.
Okay.
That
You call it a
okay, he's
natya, no?
giving real life example, and this is happening, and on the spot he's telling all these things. That is what captivates me actually, frankly.
Okay, so that's an interesting word, Alpana ji. It is about a big natya that is taking place, and it's a very live occasion. Is also very interesting where it is spoken, and
And you can identify also with Arjuna, like, that all those thoughts which come to us also many times, ki, why should I fight this battle? I'm not
okay,
interested. I will choose the
but we
battle
are
which I
not
want to
fighting
fight.
battles. No, we are not on the war zone that way. No, we are not with
I
weapons
mean,
like
not this
Arjuna.
physical battle, but
Ah,
sometimes there is dvandva na, in the mind whether I should
okay,
behave
the
this way or that way. That
internal
internal
battles.
strives. Yeah. Okay.
Right, internal stripes. Okay, all right, Alpana ji. Vijay ji is adding something.
Sure, Ji. As Alpana ji told,
A little
the
louder, please,
questions.
madam,
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
can.
just a minute. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. Little softer only. Yeah.
Softer, is it? Yeah. Now I think it's better.
Yeah, am I audible?
Now much better. Yes,
Yeah,
please.
as Alpanaji told, the character of Arjuna and the questions Arjuna asks is always like I feel like in him. So everything, there's a lot of perspective. That's what I teach in my sessions. But yes, lots of perspective in the questions and the answers. So you keep layers of meaning in that, and just said, okay, even for a person like me who is zero, I can relate some at least one or two questions. So that means it's always relatable
Okay.
to me that way.
But Vijayaji, Gita also tells us that nobody is zero, isn't it?
Some
Everybody is
exceptions like me are
Purna.
there, G.
Shun. No, no, no. Everyone is made from the same mold. We are all having same Krishna inside sitting. Yes,
True, G.
Nikhilji wants to add something. Yes, sir.
Actually, the main difference between the other holy books and Gita is what I find is that other books tells us what to do, what not to do, but Gita tells us how should we do it.
Okay, okay,
And in a simpler word, the other books I will call it as a user manual, but Gita will be a user guidance. Means it's
okay.
not forcing anything on you. You should do
All
it or
right.
do it. Everyone can
Okay.
interpret the meaning of it and behave accordingly to
Okay.
it.
Okay. Thank you, Nikhilji. That was nice modern aspect of how you can call it. It's not a user manual, but a user guidance, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's a nice one. Yes, because there are do's and don'ts, and many times there is a fear aspect which is told, and like Usha Maji quoted Sri Aurobindo, where Sri Aurobindo said it's not a standalone book. In Sri Aurobindo said it, how I mean that is the truth, isn't it? It's not just a separate book. Everywhere else, it's like somebody has received a particular book, and it is this is actually a part of a great epic of Mahabharata, and it is a part and continuation of this epic is one portion of the epic which is where it is relieved, and then that part has become very unique. That part has got its niche so that we all know maybe everybody has not studied Mahabharata. But Bhagavad Gita everybody has studied because it is offering us something. Somebody wants to add something, you are most welcome. Yes, please. Was it anybody was adding something? No. All right, then we continue. So if we see, Sri Aurobindo had in this particular chapter only the second one described about what is very special about this book. He talked about number one is the divine personality of the teacher. Means who is that great teacher of the Bhagavad Gita? That is number one, divine personality of the teacher. The second thing he talked about was the relationship of that teacher with the disciple. What was that characteristic relation with the disciple? And the third one was the occasion of the teaching. If we want to just look at all three of them once before we go to today's topic, which is the paradox of life. First is if we see who is this divine personality, who is the teacher in the Gita, who is the teacher of the Gita in the Bhagavad Gita, how is his personality?
Krishna.
Yes, Mamtaji, it is Krishna. So how do you visualize Krishna when you think of Krishna? How is this personality?
Mm.
Yes, how do you look at him? When we, what does it inspire inside of us, or what feeling comes in when we try to see who has spoken? Sometimes it makes a
He's,
difference, isn't it? Who
he's
speaks?
showing us the direction.
Yeah,
Uh,
yes. He's showing us the direction. True. Uh, Anybody would like to give your take on what is this personality of the teacher of the Gita, which inspires us inside of the Bhagavad Gita?
He is full of compassion,
Hmm.
and also he's full of compassion, and he has got a
Okay.
lot of patience because
Acha.
Arjuna is always confused, and
Okay.
he takes all possibilities of exploring how to convince him to take the right path of action through
Okay,
karma,
he's got.
bhakti, jnana. So
So he
he's a
has
very sweet,
patience.
yeah, he's very patient.
He
And I
is
think,
very patient and
yes,
compassionate. Harsha ji is finding these two traits of Krishna to be most endearing. The
yes,
compassion of Krishna is, you see, the karuna, no? Like a
yes.
mother. He is having that love for Arjuna. Arjuna is his child. He is loving so much. And along with that compassion is the patience. How impatient is Arjuna himself? Continuously. First adhyaya gets over, he's already lost the battle in the first adhyaya of the Gita where he's almost crying. He says, I am now, my throat is dry. Karpanya dosho, pahata svabhava, that comes right in the second adhyaya also. He's immediately given up before the battle. And there also a small smile of Krishna is there because of his patience. He's not getting impatient by this reaction. He wants to. Miss, it is not that he is lazy or he has all the time in the world. Because as Shervindo says, the third part occasion. Where is this occasion? It is taking place in the battlefield. So that is number one. Yes, Vijayaji is adding something about Krishna. Yes, please.
Yes, see. One thing that always dashes.
Little louder, please. Yes.
Yeah,
There was
yeah, sorry.
one moment. Yeah.
One thing that
always dashes is he has n number of powers, but he
Okay.
never uses. So he
Ah,
makes sure the other person thinks,
ah,
understands, takes that process. Until then, he's cool and composed. Just by seeing him cool and composed, our minds get relaxed, like as if we are with a mom and mom is asking us to walk. So
ah.
definitely she'll teach us, but nothing will happen to me. So that
Okay.
feel I always have whenever I feel like Krishna.
Okay. Okay, Vijayaji has given one wonderful aspect. The all powerful one whose presence brings a lot of quietude and a lot of assurance. So that is Krishna. But Vijayaji, Arjuna knows that, isn't it? Krishna is the charioteer. Arjuna knows that he is the Sarathi. And yet, with next to his Sarathi also, he is afraid. The all powerful one is like, hey, our powerful one is not using any power. That is making him more disturbed, isn't it?
Definitely, Ji. So that is the problem, or else that is a challenge that Krishna throws out with this called thing called mind.
Ah,
Even after seeing Krishna, even after feeling Krishna, we still have that doubt, isn't it, Ji? So doubt alone is always with the humankind.
we
That
have
one
that
moment that we
human
leave,
nature.
yes, nature.
Okay.
Till 1 year, that kids will have immense faith on us. That kid would have immense faith. If I tell my daughter to stand, she will try to. She will never even think of falling. So that 1 year is like just like the real
Oh,
bhakti, real Krishna.
oh.
That alone we are missing, Ji. That's the reason every time, not only Arjuna, everybody other than Krishna, I think, leaves it.
Yeah. Okay, Vijayaji. So this is the thing here. So he is having all the powers, and yet so he's a great teacher because he is having it, and yet he is creating those qualities or letting those qualities manifest in his Shishya, in his instrument, in his partner for the great works that are to be done. He has chosen a partner, and look at that. That is the second part. Nikhilji wanted to add something? Yes, please.
As a famous slok says, he is a Guru Paramatma Guru Pareshu.
Ah, Guru Paramatma Pareshu. That is right. But that, like as Vijayaji said, this is all comfortable to us in certain moments. But there is something in life, this is what we are going to discuss today, the paradox of human life. Something is there in this life which we are all living. We are all in different stages of life. We are living the same life only in different ways on the outside. But otherwise, inside all of us is that same prana tattva. Prana and the apana movement is same. Can anybody say, I'm not breathing out? I'm not breathing in? It is all happening. We are going through in the same journey, same boat, but in different directions. But in spite of recognizing that, like as Nikhilji said, Guru Paramatma Pareshu, here we have Arjuna who is afraid, who is in a state of depression, who is having doubts, who is having guilt, who is even asking a question. He's asking after getting a guidance also. He says, Yat kim karmani ghore mam niyojasi keshava. Why are you asking me to give this do this ghor karma? Krishna gives the direction. I want you to do this, or this is the right thing. He doesn't even say, I want you to do it. That's also another beauty of the relation of the Guru and the Shishya in the Gita. The Guru has not given any order. Is given the freedom. The choice is in front. It is for it is for the Shishya to take ahead the path towards what? Ultimately, it is towards Ananda, towards the experience of that Ananda in the face of no matter what situation it is. That is what Arjuna must realize. But somehow we forget it, isn't it? If we have this, that is what is the paradox of life, which is the Vismruti. We have this forgetfulness in every one of us. We can say different. Somebody will say amnesia, somebody may say Alzheimer's, somebody may say XYZ reason. But simplest reason is Maya. Maya is making us every moment. It's like sometimes you go out of your home after locking the door. Suddenly, did I lock the door? For 1 second, you have forgotten. You have forgotten, or yeah, where's the key? Where's the key? Your hand immediately goes into the pocket. And then you touch it, you feel it. That is the problem. Sometimes we don't get a direct sparsha of the divine, isn't it? So we don't get that assurance only, and that doubt remains. So this is one paradox of life. But yes, number one is the great personality of Krishna. He's called, I think, very recently on Janmashtami. There was Madhuram Sanskritam, one wonderful project was launched, and I think in our Delight group it was Avaniji. She shared Madhuradipate Akhilam Madhuram. He is so sweet. Krishna's words are so beautiful. They allow a person to suddenly enter into a different state. Just the words alone take the person ahead. Raghaviji wants to add something? Yes, please, Raghaviji. Please feel free to unmute.
Sir, Hari Om, sir. Sir,
Hari
what
Om.
about the sixth chapter? The 16th shlokam also
Okay.
relates the same thing, no, sir? Yoman pasyati.
The
Self
sixth
is
chapter,
self,
16th shloka.
self sees self in all in self. Is it
Ha.
is
The
it the
no,
same when we see that
the
Krishna
sixth
Parama?
chapter, 16th shloka is something else, Ji.
One.
Natyashnastu yogosti na
No,
chaikanta
no, the 30th,
manashnata.
sorry, sir. The sixth, 30th. Yoman
30th one.
pasyati. Yes, sir.
Ha. Oh,
Sixth
yeah.
chapter.
Okay. That's okay. So, Raghaviji has brought our attention to one beautiful shloka in the sixth chapter, which is the 30th one. If you look at it, Yo mam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami sachamena pranashyati. Again, a very beautiful recollection. I think Raghaviji has written a beautiful book that I think you can share maybe at the end of the session a few words about it, Raghaviji. But
Yes, sir.
this is a very beautiful shloka, and we had late Venugopal ji in our group who had given a beautiful commentary on this shloka only. The meaning of the shloka is also so nice. He who everywhere sees only me, and in everyone, me only he can see. To him I can never lost be, and he is never lost to me. How beautiful is that? Krishna here says, Ki someone, yo mam pashyati sarvatra, who is able to see where? Everywhere. Sarvam cha mai pashyati, meaning I am able to see the divine everywhere and every place. If I am able to do that, if an individual is able to do that, what is going to happen? Tasyaham na pranashyami, sachame na pranashyati. I'll never be lost. Means my conscience, there will not be a situation. Oh no, I am able to see, I am able to see, I am able to feel, I am able to experience the touch of the divine walking where? Walking with me, beside me, around me, inside of me, everywhere that person is able to experience. I think that is something which many great saints did experience. And as a result of that, we can be sure they're not always afraid that they have lost something. Their keys are in their pockets only. The keys of life also are there in their pockets only. They are not worried because the smriti is not lost. Many times in life, situations make us forget. Situations, a difficult moment comes and we forget, is God with me now? Have I walked away from the path of God? Am I going to suffer? Am I doing wrong? Why has God forsaken me? Why did this happen to me even though I am so sincere? Why am I getting more difficulties? All these questions are all basically human questions. And that is why we have a beautiful human representative in the Gita, which makes the Gita all the more special. God is there, but how many of us can understand God's perspective? It's so difficult. God may have seen hundreds of lifetimes of our, God knows what is our prarabdha also, what is our Purva karma and what is going to be our Bhavishya karma, also some ideas God may be having. He's able to see so many things. Like a very senior, experienced teacher who is just watching children in kindergarten coming again and again. Every year, new children come. First, when the new subject is given, the children struggle and then slowly they get up, then they grow and then they move ahead. Something like that. The perspective of the divine alone. It's very difficult for everybody to understand. So there is a requirement of somebody, somebody who can take the Gita to us. It is said, Chalo, you want to experience Krishna's consciousness, first cultivate Arjuna's consciousness inside of you. Then it will come naturally where Krishna Arjuna is there, where there is a sincere Arjuna, who else will drive that chariot? Krishna will come even if you said, Krishna, I don't drive it. He will say, I am not listening to you. I am your I am your Pitamaha, I am your you don't have to worry about anything. Mata, Dhata, everything. I am that. I will lead you. Your life's journey is now in my hands. So I am going to take you. But for that, you have to become what Arjuna is. And so Arjuna, who is the, what we can say, the friend, the disciple, the partner, who is leading the way ahead for what the divine wants to manifest, isn't it? Arjuna is who? He's the instrument chosen, who chose the divine and who got chosen by the divine, isn't it? Both, isn't it? Both ways. The mother also says of Sri Aurobindo Ashram, he who chooses the divine is also chosen by the divine. Arjuna chose the path. And what happened then? Then he was the chosen one afterwards, just because he chose the path. Sometimes that step is important. And there, how is Arjuna? Arjuna is like every single one of us. Though he is several thousand years ago, the character Arjuna, you might find Aitihasic evidences also, but our study is right now. We are not approaching it for historical evidences, but we are trying to approach the Gita for the crux of its message inside. And there we see a beautiful friend for all of us also. If we are not able to become friends with Krishna, let's first become friends with Arjuna. What is this Arjuna's consciousness? Let us try to understand. He is the best, isn't it? If somebody says we saw the characters of Krishna, can someone tell the characters of Arjuna, characteristics of Arjuna? What is that trait? What is that nature of Arjuna? Anybody? What makes it more like how Krishna is so Priya? Like that. Krishna also says, among all Pandavas, Arjuna, you are dearest to me. So Anuradha ji has written brave. Okay. But our brave guy suddenly in the first chapter only shows to us his visiting card where he's saying not brave. In the first adhyay, we see him. His name is Parantapa. Mahabaho, so many titles. He's won so many championships. But in the very first round, he's in trouble. So, but what are the characteristics of Arjuna that endear us? What that that connect with us so much or endear him to us? Anybody? Rakhi ji, yes,
Just like
please.
all human beings, he's
Yeah.
confused. So, uh,
Okay, so he is having confusion, and unlike all human beings, he is not hesitating to admit that he is having a confusion, isn't it?
yeah, yeah.
That is one interesting aspect of Arjuna. Or Rashmi ji is adding something? Yes, Rashna ji. Yes, please.
In the first place, n- uh, Arjuna surrendered himself. He didn't want anything. He didn't want the Narayani Sena. He wanted only Krishna
That is
before
what he
going to war.
wanted, but did he completely have surrender in the very first stage, ji?
Not in the beginning. That was his journey. But
It was a journey. Somewhere he
yeah,
started the journey. So for
yes,
us, if I want to
he
become
started.
grandmaster, at least I will start off from local level or at least gully level, or if I'm in Kotapurnatham village village level, I should first clear before I go to the next stage. And Arjuna is that good guide for us, isn't it? He's teaching us the way of surrender. Slowly we watch evolution of Arjuna takes place, isn't it? In the Gita as well.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Yes, Ji. Thank you, Rachna ji. Anything else anybody would like to add about what is it so special, so sweet about Arjuna?
Yeah, we are we experience
Yeah,
the same things that he has experienced. So that's why we are
six
able to
things.
relate to him.
Okay, yes, please tell me, sir. Yes, Pathaji.
So, so we are experiencing the same things that he experienced, the
Oh,
confusion.
huh.
And that's why we are able to relate to Arjuna.
Okay. But did you say six things?
No, no, the
Okay,
same
okay.
things.
Same
This,
things. I heard six, so I
yeah.
was thinking you were
Sorry,
saying
the same
Shadripu,
things.
or he's also
No,
having some of these
no.
feelings, we can say. And they're same like all of us, isn't it?
He is
He's
almost like
having
a
humor.
human character.
Yeah.
Human
But among,
characters
is
are
it
all
among
Shakespeare
human
like.
characters, sir? One question. In human characters, we
Hmm.
have a lot of different types of characters, isn't it? Sometimes we see people who are very jealous. We see
Hmm.
people who are very insecure. They may have talent,
Hmm.
and yet they are highly insecure. There are some who try to hurt others. Sometimes we see people who are very crude, very rude, very boastful. All such characters are there. So is Arjuna a representative of that character also? Is he
No,
crude? No,
no.
no. So he's probably the representative of the best characters, isn't it? Of a human,
He's representative of a seeker, like,
of the
who has
seeker.
a question
Okay.
and he wants to learn.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, so he's a representative of what we can call some of the finest traits that can be found in humans. But
Yes.
again, he's also, because he's a representative of the finest traits also, we see the finest traits of human also are not enough in situations.
Yes, absolutely.
Sometimes that is not
I think
enough.
he's
Yes,
yeah,
yes, Alpana ji?
Shushruti. Hariom. Yeah, I think he just loves and respects his friend, that is Krishna, and
Okay.
trusts him completely, and he trusts him to, you know, with all the things which are going, the confusion, frustration, what is going on in his mind, and somehow he knows that Krishna will have the solution for all this, and
Okay.
he's not
But
afraid
does he
to
like
ask
all the
also.
solutions given by Krishna immediately?
No, no, he doesn't
No.
like. But as a friend, no, I don't like this. What you're saying, I don't
Okay.
understand.
But
I may not be able to do
does he
all that.
doubt what Krishna says?
No, he doubts also, but then he
He
gets
doubts
convinced
also.
finally.
So he trusts also and doubts also.
Doubts also, both. Yeah, he's very. He's like us, actually, frankly.
He's like us. So suddenly he
Yes.
gets very excited. He gets happy like all of us get. And he's so happy. Then Krishna has told me Vibhuti Darshana. He says, Krishna, even his words sometimes, you see, they change a bit. In the initial stages
Mm.
also, he says, Krishna, tell me. When Krishna says, he says, how can I believe you? How can I believe you thought the
Yeah.
Vivaswan? How did it go from the sun? You were born after the sun god. How do I trust you? Or elsewhere, he hears, he says, Krishna, give me more about your vibhutis. It is like nectar for my ear. Oh, you said you are Rama. So wonderful. I'm able to hear you as this. You are also among the Rudras. You are Shankara. He says, okay, so many such names. I'm Himalaya. In the entire Vibhuti Darshana, Arjuna started with the pretext that Krishna, just tell me, I don't need anything more. Just hearing is enough. Shruti is enough, is what he has told. But then is he happy with Shruti afterwards? No. He says, now you have to show me. And he says very cleverly also. He says, Krishna, if you wish, I can see. So he has a friend, he uses that friendship as a way to bind the divine. कि अभी तो दिखाना ही पड़ेगा. You have to show me the Vishwarupa. And you can try. If you wish, you will manifest it. That is what he says. And then what happens when he sees the Vishwarupa? His reaction is almost, oh, what did I ask for? This is too scary. I can't tolerate it. This is ghora. This Ugra Rupa is no more good for me. So we can see changing of minds. We can see certain aspects. There is certain places there is changes. There are changes in his approach also. But there are certain places where there is no change. That is his implicit devotion. What Alpanaji talked about. He was ready. He was ready to forsake a Narayani Sena. What was his hold of what gave him confidence that he can let go of such it's a security, isn't it? The protection of an army like as powerful as Narayani Sena, who is going to let go of such a but I think sadhana is about protecting and gathering more assets and securities, or it's actually getting ready to be fully available for the divine. Yes, Vijayaji is adding something?
Yes, see, just I mean, thinking aloud, maybe whenever he was with Krishna, he transported to some other zone. And if, say, for example, if there were a number of times, maybe at few times, or rather 50% of the times, he was totally humble and totally surrendering to Krishna, whereas the remaining 50%, he was always in problem or confusion or doubt or anxiety, whatever was the trait. But
Something like that.
Krishna, yeah, something like everybody has been telling,
Okay.
confused, doubtful,
Hmm.
fighting,
Okay.
everything,
Okay.
especially doubting what Krishna says. So,
Okay.
so when we are, I mean, Krishna understands we don't have to be perfect. So we just have to show love. Maybe he understands at one point of time we can express love, at one point of time we can express confusion. Like Krishna
Okay.
takes
Means
it that way. I
the
always had the
bond
fear.
is
Hmm.
Jay? Yeah, you were telling me, please continue.
No,
Sorry to
I
interrupt you.
always thought, I mean, till few years back, I always thought only perfect people can see God. So they
Hmm.
should not have 100, they should have 100% love. They cannot have anger. They cannot have this, that. But after reading Gita, I got a problem. It's a mixture. But whenever you are capable of showing love 100%, it's okay. You go back and come back. He is still there for
Acha.
you.
But my question is then if this mixture, Krishna says no, there are Ishtam, Anishta, and there's Mishram. What is desired, what is undesired, and there is a mixture of little desired, little undesired. But what does Krishna want? If it is means Krishna says in 18th Adhyaya, imperfection is also okay. Fire is not going to be so perfect because sometimes the fire is masked by the smoke only. Somebody who is going to do action only is going to make faults, so it is not a problem. But he gives also the example of Krishna himself. He says, look at me, I am perfectly doing all my duties. And because he knows Arjuna will immediately say, you are Krishna, give us human examples. Don't give us divine examples. Then he immediately gives the next example, isn't it? He gives the example of Janaka Raja. He says, look at him. So he wants us to reach to that perfection, but he is not so harsh. And aspect of Arjuna is he's keeping himself. As if you see, I think Arvind ji just made a comment some time back. He is having full faith in divine. He admits to him that he's confused and asks for guidance. And while he's asking for guidance, we see this. A friendship is there. A Maitri Bhava is there between this Guru and Shishya. And when there is freedom is there, no, then brilliant things can happen. So the beautiful, who is Krishna? Well, you understand who is Krishna. That is important. You have to have the smaran of who is Krishna. And you should also have the smaran of who is Arjuna. Look at every time we see Arjuna, we almost feel Arjuna is huh, just like us, so just ordinary. Sometimes we feel he's not having such so tremendous. He's all right. He's easily relatable. He's like this. Youngsters also tell, ah, Arjuna was like this, as if Arjuna is a classmate of some 10-year-old or 15-year-old student. But he's actually a grown-up man having a grown-up son. Look at Arjuna's age. He is so senior, and yet he is so what we call sarala, or so simple, so humble. And this humility, humility is a great ornament worn by Arjuna all times, at all times. Vidya, Vinay, and Shobhate, we can say in the Gita at least. Somebody will immediately counter me with Mahabharata examples where he was not. But at least with Krishna, we see this beautiful aspect. And where there is an imperfection, that imperfection is being worked on by Krishna. If you see, if he calls Krishna is looking at everybody with oneness, somewhere out of anger, to Krishna when Arjuna speaks, when he refers to Karna, what does he call him? He calls him Sutaputra. And yet Krishna uses the word Karna only. So there, when Krishna says, if Arjuna is very receptive, he would have got one more message. That's not how I should. Even if he is my opponent, even if he is wanting bad things, even if he wants, I should not fall from my standard. Look at the Shrestha, the Acharan of the Shrestha. Krishna says, no, yad yad acharati Shrestha. Follow the lead of such examples, and Arjuna is willing to mold. He changes, he understands. When the eighth adhyaya comes on the adhyaya of death, the journey of the soul, how it moves past, we see a very silent Arjuna, who is not the same Arjuna who is questioning at all times. This Arjuna is quietly understanding. He says, tell me, Krishna, what was that Adi Yajna? Who was the Adi Deva? What was that great karma? What was this great aspect? So this beautiful aspect of Krishna and Arjuna, this is the tandem, this is the dance of the Gita, this is the song of divinity, the song of consciousness. And Krishna has chosen Arjuna and as an example for whom? For the entire world. For what reason? For the simple reason to manifest a higher consciousness. The avatar also is needing an instrument to manifest a higher consciousness, which is what? Which is ultimately Ananda only, isn't it? Bliss has to be spread. We are not going to live in our own bubbles. I am happy in my small bubble. This bubble will burst. By what? We do not know. Why? This is the truth. This is the truth of our entire life existence. We don't know from where, what corner, what news can come, what can shake us, what can break us. If we are having a firm foundation, then nothing will break us. We can be shaken, but not broken at all. And that is what Krishna is trying to do. Through Arjuna, we are getting an opportunity. Just I'll come to you, Raghaviji, in one moment. Why I'm saying is look at if you just see Arjuna, he's there. He's sometimes being teased, also he's being even when he's scared, he's then trying to, hey Yadava, hey Sakheti, hey Mitra, he's trying to again pacify Krishna in the fear also. In spite of all situations, we see so many human traits. But we also learn these human traits are not enough for the divine's manifestation. Arjuna as the human is not enough. Arjuna, the human, is the one who is being cheated. Arjuna, the human, is being manipulated by all the forces of nature. Forces, Devi, Asuri, all these forces are working. Krishna teaches him what is the divine way and what is the Asuri way so that Arjuna can come out of that bandhana. He becomes free, he rises to a consciousness which is higher, higher than what is the ordinary human consciousness we can call divine consciousness. So slowly Krishna pushes him ahead. So that is one more reason Arjuna is also a guru for us. He has taught us that yes, see, just being a good individual is not sufficient if we are bound by our own sattvic limitations. Krishna has talked about gunatita. We have to be available for the divine, isn't it? Or can I say, no, Krishna, this is not my, I will not wear this colored dress because it's not suiting my fashion sense. If Krishna has given you, we will wear it, isn't it? Whatever it is, he has his work, he has his plan. They say Janma Karma Cha Me Divyam. That is what Krishna's works are, Krishna's birth is, and anybody who understands it is going to get moksha. Moksha is that easy also. Krishna has told it, isn't it? Moksha Shyami Mashucha. Do not worry, I'll give you mokshas. I have a bag full of as if they are goodies. No, he's just handing over to anybody. But that person has to be brave enough to take it and also willing enough to become what is the instrument of the divine. Krishna says, Nimitta Matra Bhavasavya Sachin. Become the instrument and then watch the arrows rain. So there is another aspect of Arjuna telling us the need to transform. And next is the occasion which brings us to the paradox. But before we go to that, Raghaviji was adding something. Yes, please, Raghaviji.
Yes,
Hariom.
sir. Hariom. So I wanted to add that in the fifth canto, Shri Krishna also tells Arjuna that fear is
Ji.
again an unnecessary factor.
Hmm.
Recognize that the divine is indeed your loving friend.
Ji.
So there is a extension where the Krishna is again saying, "I am your friend. Reach out to me.
Ah,
Do not have the fear of duality. Accept everything as it is, and then eternal
is,
peace again will be a process that can be
isn't,
achieved. You can
yeah.
experience the divine."
That is the last shloka, isn't it, Raghaviji?
Yes, sir. Yes.
भोक्तारं यज्ञतपसां सर्वलोकमहेश्वरं सुहृदं सर्वभूतानां ज्ञात्वा मां शान्तिमृच्छति. When to man the singular truth is known, that all sacrifices I receive with joy, for they are my own. He shall perceive me as his dearest loving friend. He shall then experience my perfect peace that has no end. That is what Krishna is saying.
To
This
create a
Maitri.
conducive path. Sorry, sir. Sorry.
Yes, please
To
go on, Vijay.
to
Raghaviji.
create a
Yes, please.
conducive path to
Mhm.
Arjuna to for acceptance is it, sir? By the time we come to the fifth canto,
Yeah,
is
yeah,
it?
means we can understand because see now each canto has a general aspect, but so many because of the Gita's uniqueness, we can say if we draw, you'll see in 10th canto also something similar in 5th canto also. But this particular shloka which you pointed out, it is saying that when you know that okay, everybody this is if say you are having lots of goodies, we can say since easiest for children, it is a children's example is always easiest. Children like chocolates, isn't it? I also, for that matter, like so. It comes in my head. But say if this, if your goodies are all taken away, you'll feel bad. But if they're gone and your best friend is keeping it, I'm not going to let you eat because you're going to have trouble if you eat too many. But they are here, they are for you. What will happen then? You will not feel anything, no? You'll not feel like you've lost. It has been taken and kept safe by somebody. Something like that, if you recognize in this life, all your sacrifices. See, I sacrificed so much time. I did this for what? For what? We all worry about that only when am I getting a return? But Krishna says, when you realize that your sacrifices are not going waste, I am that Bhoktara. I am receiving with love these sacrifices because they are my own. I am taking them. Then what's going to happen is you will start feeling that yes, God is my friend. As Damliji always says, Bhagwan hamara mitra hai. God is our friend. Why do we need to? Why do we need to be so afraid of God? Why be a God-fearing person when you can be a God-loving person? So simple that is, and that is the point I think Raghaviji was making. So this aspect of Maitri is something we should try to cultivate with the divine. We understand who is the divine, we understand who is Arjuna. Now comes the interesting part, the occasion of the Gita. Krishna had made a workshop, isn't it? Please register for this workshop. As many people are registering, then I will hold this workshop. And then Arjuna signed up. He said, I like the refreshments that are offered here, so I'm joining. So how was this? What was the occasion of the Gita? This great sermon, which we are, after thousands of years, we are still again and again enjoying again and again. Means even in that time, you can see the 18th chapter, we'll see everybody saying again and again, I'm remembering. Samsmrutya, Samsmrutya, Rajan, he says again and again, I want. It is giving me goosebumps. Everybody says that. Well, what is so special about this occasion?
I don't know Sanskrit. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I don't
Yes.
know Sanskrit, but
I also don't know too
uh,
much, but please tell me, Ji.
but
Yes,
you
Ji.
know what? Always when you read Gita, you feel a renewed hope and
Ah,
vigor. It's
okay,
a regenerating stream. Whenever
okay.
you are studying the Gita, and you feel that always there is some place of action where you can really be at peace with yourself.
We get transported into some kind of a secret place, like a beautiful
Yes,
garden and somewhere
yes,
quiet, no matter what's going on,
yes.
isn't it?
There's any calamity also sometimes which one
Yeah.
faces, and
Yes,
or
yes.
like this air crash, it shook
Ah,
the whole world.
yeah, yeah.
At the same time, you start now resonating with what the Gita tells you about karmic accounts, about how
Yes.
the each one's destiny. So it
Yes.
helps you to. It's a coping mechanism, I feel.
Okay, okay. Yes, Harshaji is saying it is a coping mechanism. And the occasion is so beautiful, isn't it? It's inside of a battlefield. It is not like where it's a very raw place, violent, what we call. It's absolutely where is the place for philosophy in the battlefield, isn't it? Many people say there is no place, but there is a big place for philosophy. That is also a great art if you look at it. The in war also, no? That is a beautiful one. Now, where? Where is it taking place? It is in this place. What is the time? There's absolute urgency. And yet Krishna is so calm. There's a beautiful word describing how Krishna is, the stance of Krishna. He's having a slight smile. Prasanniva Bharata. It's like he's speaking to him, Prasanni, with a small smile on his face. I think we must also learn how to have that, no, in the urgent situation. Imagine the biggest, everything is pinned on Arjuna. The entire battle. If you look at it, it is a battle of fate of good and bad. It has long lasting because so many are still getting inspired. Imagine if something bad had happened, what would have happened? It would be entire what we can say, dharma only would not stand, isn't it? That was the situation because situations like this only come in life. The paradox situations come when you aspire for ideal, suddenly you are faced with something which is so crude in the practical. You are not able to come to terms with it at all. That is what has happened to Arjuna. Arjuna, the sincere seeker, took a step, he took a plunge, isn't it? Taking the Sharanagati of Krishna, and he said, all right, it will not be so hard. It will not be so harsh. He had an anticipation that this is going to be a war, it's going to be difficult. But look at it, who is standing against him? His own gurus are standing on the other side. His Pitamaha is on the other side, his own relatives. What is all of this? And they're all fighting, and there it looks like nothing good is going to happen. Means nothing is going to happen, and that is where you're learning about higher concepts of soul. Imagine just these concepts, we sometimes feel they have no value in so many places we feel. Many people say, don't talk about spirituality, it has no use in the practical world. Now, that's the biggest practical mistake anybody can make. Adhyatma is what we can say, it is the science of behind all the sciences. This aspect of living life, people say philosophy is not important, but philosophy is the driving factor of everybody, isn't it? Even the person who says philosophy is not important has a philosophy, isn't it? That is a philosophy. Philosophy is not important, is that person's philosophy. Everyone is driven by something, but if you are driven by lower desires, driven by rajas, driven by all such factors, what is going to happen? Karma is there, karmic consequences will take place. So if you see, the occasion is also a beautiful occasion which can allow us to relate to the Gita. It is the occasion of what we can say, it is a Dharma Kshetra, it is also the Mrityu Kshetra, it is also the Kurukshetra only where it's taking place. Our life also is this great battle we are all facing. And this is where we need our Krishna, we need our Arjuna also. Sometimes we can't find the Arjuna or Krishna. What do we do then? Anybody? Sometimes we go, we feel, no, where are we? What's happening? Where is Krishna? Where is Arjuna? I don't see both of them. Because where there is Krishna, there is Arjuna, or vice versa, and where both are present, victory is there. So you will see Arjuna, you will find Krishna immediately. And where they are, it has already been declared. That is the Sri Vijay, victory of the righteousness. But what do we do in life then when we don't see Arjuna or Krishna? What do we do then? And we cannot say it is not possible in certain kshetras because Krishna says, Sarva kshetreshu Bharata. I am the kshetrajna in every kshetra. Take your field you want to, whichever. We have a professor in our Delight family, HOD of mechanical engineering, Dr. Harshit Daveji. He said, and I saw Sundarakand of Ramayana in nano plating. How the leap Hanuman took, that way he talked about some great leap taking place on the nano level. And how this particular, now somebody will say, what is there in material science and material engineering? What is spiritual? Here we have a great professor who has written in some excellent manuals for engineers across the world. He's also saying that. So our biggest aspect is what do we do? Anybody, if we face like, I think how Harsha ji madam said that in a calamity we get some help. So what do we do when we don't see Arjuna, we don't see Krishna in a moment and feel hopeless?
Sir, I
Do
just
we?
wanted to share with you.
Oh, okay.
I just
Yes, sir.
wanted to share with you that in 2010, I had gone for the Char Dham Jatra,
Ji.
Charo is so. And
Yes, sir.
my mother, she's a cancer survivor, and I was told to just go for the cancer test. In that whole 21 days, I was the most active, most like helping everyone, and they had no health issues. When I came back, I just went for my routine test, and they said you are in stage 2 cancer, and for
Oh.
22 days you were roaming around with your stage 2 cancer and you didn't feel anything. I said no, I didn't feel anything because I don't know that what it
Yeah.
was. So
Ji,
it
ji.
was, with God's grace, it was a hidden tumor. But
Okay.
a question did come to me, that why me? After
Ha.
all the
Yes, ji.
darshan, Kedarnath, Badrinath,
Yeah, yeah.
all the Char Dham Jatra Karka, what a
Yes.
prasad I got. So
Yeah.
that question, despondency, for a week or so was very strong in me.
Wow.
But then I realized that, uh, take it as a positive thing that you are diagnosed in time,
Ha.
and
Yes.
you can go ahead with your life.
Ji.
So I think, this I just wanted to share because I felt that, that
Thank you.
despondency, unexpected turns, twists happen, and that time you
Yes.
are at a loss how to handle yourself.
Absolutely.
Plus, you have a family, your grandchildren, and all that.
Yeah.
So it's, if you manage yourself with cheerfully, they are also at
Okay.
peace. So
Okay.
when you
Great.
talk about cheer, then Krishna,
Yes.
and you become
Yes.
like a little mini Arjun, that time, that, now you
Yes. Oh,
help
that is
me.
a beautiful point, actually. See, this is the answer, I think, to the question. Madam just gave it. You become like a little mini Arjun. In the sense, we
Yes.
become the Arjuna. We don't find Arjuna. What is it? Why do we have to wait for some hero to come into our life? It's time to don the mantle, pick up the bow, stand up, stand and pull, do your role, no matter what is
Yes.
the situation.
What, no matter what.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Actually,
yes.
so wonderful. And Mali shared her example of how after this is not a prasad, anybody would say, isn't it? How can I
Yeah.
get this as a prasad after all these yatras?
Yes.
But I have
Because
a friend,
people
my
were asking
classmate.
me,
Yes,
how
जी,
is it
yes.
possible, चार धाम यात्रा कर कर आपको अभी ये बीमारी
हाँ,
आ
हाँ.
गई? I said
But
that
Krish,
ये भगवान की मर्जी है, पर मैं इसमें से पार हो जाऊंगी. बस
yes, yes.
मुझे
So
इतना
wonderful.
क्या विश्वास है.
And we have a Victor with us also. We already a
Yes.
Victor with us. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
So this is true. This is so true, actually. And Krishna has told, isn't it? Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyati. These are all parts of life which we have to not get disturbed by and forget that they are parts of life. And I have a friend, Dora. She had got was like acute myeloid leukemia, and it was quite a serious stage at a very young age. And we were all shocked. We were all shocked suddenly from when we have to search for husband for her. We are searching for platelets for her. What a difficult time it was. Her parents, everybody, nobody ever thought. And this was again nearly more than 12 years ago. We did not even know what's going to happen. But she had to go through a very horrid chemotherapy. All her hair fell. She had to take certain steroid tablets, which made her from very thin to little fat also. And she was not happy with so many things what were happening. She was not able to eat. But all these questions were not so important for her during the entire period. She had to be she could not be fed directly through her mouth also. And the girl, yeah, I knew her. She was my classmate. We were in the same auto in school also. There's even a single injection she was afraid of getting, and now she had to take so many of them. And then there was a secondary fear of a secondary infection of one more cancer due to chemotherapy. One more is developing. You can call it a horrible year for her. And yet you will not believe she said, I can't thank God for this cancer. Because of it, I learned so much in 1 year. I was so surprised. I was like, what are you made of? What is this? What is the metal? Where does the strength come from? And the strength comes from the divine directly when the difficulties have been put. So I think Madam, who is a great karma yogi, we can say, because was done this great action and has moved ahead from a challenge. We have so many such in our group. We are very blessed that we have like so many difficult moments. We can say a lot of parantapas already in our group. We can just draw inspiration. I think every week we can get from somebody some experience and learn. We have that luxury here in this Krishna's Delight family. But I think the answer is what Madam gave us. Ki it's dark. We're not able to identify divinity. We're not able to find direction. I think it's time we have to become the Arjunas. And Arjuna was known for his concentration. He was known for his efforts. He had risen to his ranks not just like that by some kind of recommendation or what we have, no nepotism, nothing of that sort here. It was sheer karma with the dedication, with devotion. That's why he is the example, and probably we have to become that example.
So,
When
you
we
know, when
rise,
I went for
yes,
radiation, and
yes, yes.
my grandson was very small, so I didn't want anybody to come, because I felt that I can manage it by myself. So when I
Okay.
used to go to the for radiation, I used to
हाँ.
laugh at those people. I said, तपश्चर्या नहीं किया ना, इसलिए अभी ताप लेना पड़ता है.
Oh,
So
wow. Okay.
it's so they would say that you are always so happy. I said, yeah,
So,
because maybe because we are children of mother and children, though we can,
हाँ.
smile at our difficulties and take it positively.
Yes,
And
yes.
I feel that this my whole DNA is getting changed because of this
Okay.
chemo and everything. I said
Right,
maybe
right.
there's a new being that is being born in me, which
जी,
would not
जी,
have
जी.
happened if I had not got this ailment. So
Yes, yes.
I think there's a transmutation of cells which
Yes, yes.
actually, if you are open minded, it can really help you to open up to many things, during the
Absolutely.
chemo, the radiation, and
Yes.
everything.
Yes, yes, yes,
So,
absolutely.
mm,
And thank you, ma'am. That was a wonderful
yes,
one.
yes.
Okay. So
So,
there's a
that
chain. We are
journey has
all,
been very eventful for me, and I
yeah.
wanted to just share it that
Thank you.
this
Thank you so much.
spirituality, what we talk about and what we are talking now, is so helpful. Because again, we
Ji.
are going through so many crises in the worldly stage,
Yes,
the
yes,
world stage.
yes. We
So,
go through that. And the
yes,
only thing is in movies we have happy endings, isn't it? We
yes,
see stories, but in life, one event is over, next event starts before
yes.
we don't
Yes.
have credit scene and then everybody's clapping after that. No, next moment comes up, next moment comes up. This is the entire karma chakra also. Arjuna was so disturbed. What is this? This Nritya Kshetra, I don't like it. I don't understand. That time Krishna says, he introduces the concept of the Atman. He says, this is avinashi. This is
Yes.
something which cannot be cut. Nainam chindati shastrani nainam dahati pavaka. Not burned by the fire, not wetted by the wind, not wetted by water, not dried by winds, and that eternal being is inside every single one of us. Arjuna, you also had born so many times. I too have been born. The Krishna in front of you is present at this stage of consciousness after an evolution over several births. You too. The only difference between Krishna and Arjuna is the matter of Smriti. Krishna knows.
Yes.
He remembers who he was and who he is. Arjuna has forgotten. So this aspect of the Gita, I think today our aspect was very much with the second chapter of the essays of the Gita, which focused on the great teacher, the divine teacher that is Krishna. So that is something which we looked at. Next, we'll probably look at our Arjuna only because he is the one we have to catch first, or his
Yes.
attitude has to come inside of us. And when it comes, nothing. Because Arjuna was so powerful, like his traits were so nice, with so honed with such perfection that when Arjuna would enter into the battlefield, not one or two, entire army would leave. They would flee. They'd say, no point fighting this battle. He can fire with surgical precision so far away as well. So I think with this, we can say there is a paradox, we can say, which is there everywhere in our life also. Maybe we'll dwell on this paradox a little later as we go through the chapters of which we are just having a very cursory glance. The real reading you can do at your home only throughout the week. Each chapter, just some 10 pages, 8 pages, 5 pages, Sri Aurobindo has written. If anybody wants to have some discussion on it, we can have that question answer if we want. We can all share each other whatever we know and try to understand what has been written. But this aspect of for the paradox, Gita is the solution for the paradox of life only. Every time we will face opposite situation, somebody who sits and tries to meditate quietly, whether if he's outside, a crow will come and give a prasad without asking, or if you are in the house, somebody will come and get up right now, move. This is my place. Don't sit here. Or what are you doing? Do something useful. Don't simply sit in one place. Well, this is going to happen, but are we going to give up because of these situations which are, hurting us, which are not giving us the ideal that we strive for? Are we going to give up because of the paradox of life which we are seeing, or we are going to decide that we will become the ones who have decided to rise, and for whom are we doing all what we are doing? Is it for our relatives? Is it for our friends? This is the last
Yes.
question. With this, I will conclude. Whom are we doing all of this? This seeking that we are doing, this knowledge. Who are we doing this? Is it for our partner, our spouse? Is it for our own children? Who is the object for whom we are doing all of this? What is the object? Yes, anybody?
Our own peace, for our own self development, our
So
own.
your own individual self-development, or is that little
Yes.
beyond individual also?
Because I think that when you are in alignment with the truth yourself, you can help the situation outside,
So we have
you
to
know?
help outside is also, isn't it? The manifestation has to happen, isn't it?
Yes.
For the manifestation, we have to, like they say, Loka Sangra, coming of one, betterment of the
Yes.
world, that has to take place. So for that we have to strive, and for that we have to do the sadhana also. So and it
Yes.
should not be just for the individual. I don't want personal moksha. Sri
No.
Aurobindo also had talked about it. If I wanted, I had reached a state of nirvana. The Brahman Nirvana was realized by him, highest Nirvana. But he said, this is not it. For me, I want to go to the other stage also. I want to bring what we call the supramental manifestation. It had to take place in so many years of tapasya, so many years of people don't understand how is it possible for somebody of such caliber not to meet anybody and live inside of a single room. What is going on? Nobody understood what was going on. But whether or not we understand what was going on, that was going on for the betterment of the world.
Yes.
So if that becomes our key, we will never, because that is a great motivation.
Yes.
I want to better the world. There's so much garbage in the world, nothing can be done to the world. It's easy to say, isn't it? But somebody says, I want to better the world. I'm going to pick the plastics around me. How many will you pick? Well, I'll pick 10, 20, 40, 50. It's okay, but I will better, and then slowly one person will be inspiring another. There's a chain, and that chain, let that chain be made. What we call the golden chain has to be made by the divine only. He is the creator. He is the sutra. We're all pearls. Sutre Manigana Iva, as Krishna says. We are just the pearls connected by his consciousness. So we have to become available as Arjuna. So our next session would be on what is the disciple, the good disciple, the great disciple, Arjuna. How can we try to be like him? That would be our next point. So, with this, we are coming to a conclusion. I would request, since I had told Raghaviji to give a small intro of her book, she gave very nice references. So, I would say, Raghaviji, you can share a bit about your book. After which, if anybody has any queries, anything you wish to ask or share, you are most welcome. After which, we conclude. Yes, please. Hari Om Raghaviji.
Hari Om.
Yes, you.
Would you
If
like
you
me
can
to?
turn on the video feed and show the book if it is with you, that'll
Yes,
be
yes,
more
sir. It
interesting
is here
because
with me. Yes,
when we see recipes of dishes, if we see the photo of the dish also, it's nice.
yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, ji. Okay.
Yeah,
It's,
Hariam, this is the book. This is the
there's a little blur
quintessence.
effect happening, which is
Yes,
why
sir.
in the filter you have to change, I think. In the video,
Ah,
no? In the, there is an option. You can just turn off that blur my background.
yeah, yes, sir.
Mm. All right. If it is not
Yes,
working,
sir.
also, yeah, you please go tell me. Tell
Yeah,
something. Yes.
this is uh, the quintessence of the Gita. This is a book with Chandan, reflection of the Gita through poems and summaries. So I have categorized each canto into four parts. I have a poem. I have a summary. I can show it, sir.
Yeah, yeah, please. So it is getting little blurred. Maybe in
Yes,
the
sir.
you can give a sneak peek to the people in the group afterwards with some photos,
Yes, yes, sir.
provided you
I'm not
don't feel
sure what's
copyright is
happening.
going to get lost.
No, sir.
It's with
This
you
book
only.
again is a beautiful
Yes.
benevolence with Sushrit sir and
No,
Damleji's blessings.
no, ji.
Yes,
Krishna's
this is the
blessings,
first
please. Yes.
canto. Oh, I think it's getting a little blur. I'm not
Yeah,
sure why.
no, yes, there's that blur effect which is not gone.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Now I think it's a little better, but
no, no, we
it's
are not able
coming
to
back.
see here.
Oh,
Yeah.
now, sir, now is it
No, now also
better?
it's not. You can just tell something if you wish to. And
Yes.
about the group, in the group also you can post afterwards.
Okay,
Yes, ji.
okay, sir. Yes. I have a poem. I have a poem, a summary, vital takeaway, and a paradigm from my life to make it more relatable. Again, as Sir has taught us, the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna Paramatma, there is no situation in life that Sri Krishna Paramatma doesn't talk about. All all situations in our life, everything that we're facing today has answers and solutions in the Bhagavad Gita. So I've tried to simplify it and I've tried to make it as relatable
Yeah.
as possible
And
with
yes,
beautiful illustrations and
and this is written specifically for somebody who has already a great Gita scholar,
yes, this
Raghavji's.
yes, my
Yes.
mother, Kamala, was again during the pandemic. We were all students. I was a student of the 14th batch of the Bhatta Gita project. And I started by writing summaries after each class. I was totally enthralled by Sir's teachings. And for my
By the
understanding,
Gita, we can say, ji.
yes,
Yes. Ji.
yes,
Hmm.
again, sir, you're always humble with your approach. You do not want to take credit for anything. But again, I wanted to make it simple and I used to write the summaries. And my mother, again, the following batches, my I'd enrolled my mother, so she was totally engrossed. She was totally in Krishna consciousness. And as the classes progressed, she got into the Gita completely. Every day after Sir's class, she would make it a point. She was in the daytime
May
batch.
I just,
So,
before Madam says more about me, actually, Kamala Maji herself could conduct many classes if she wanted. She was herself a scholar of the Gita. So it was like I was getting lessons from her in the class when she would attend, rather than the other way around. Yes. Ji. So in
yes,
short, I just wanted to say was this was a beautiful offering of a daughter for her mother. And there cannot be a better offering than the Gita only. And it was her mother's aspiration that that her daughter writes on it. So something which is very interesting. So Raghaviji can share in the group, and if anybody wants, you can directly contact Raghaviji if you want a copy of the book. G.
yes, sir. Yes. And we
Yes.
have
Ji.
beautiful illustrations from a
Uh,
girl in remote Orissa who herself is herself is a Arjuna in all true senses. She has
yeah.
a rare neurological problem where she has a tube from her brain to her stomach, and every single moment of the day she has pain. So every single moment of the day she has back pain and she has diet restrictions. She
Shweta
cannot
Padma
move.
Mishra, isn't it, Ji?
Shweta Padma Mishra, yes, and she drowns her pain in art and such beautiful pieces of art, and she's such
Mandalas.
mandala drawing, and she's such a inspiration by herself.
Yeah.
She has, and the illustrations are done by her.
Yes, ji. Yes, ji. Thank you
Yes,
so
sir.
much,
Thank
Raghaviji.
you.
So,
Thank you,
looking
sir.
forward, you
Thank you.
please do share a bit about it, and those interested
Yes,
can
sir.
contact Raghaviji about it. So, this is the thing about the Gita. It is going to keep guiding all of us, and it was guiding us before also. Maybe if we get Smriti, we will know which chapter we liked last birth also. This birth we are liking some chapter of the Gita. It is not the first time that we are studying. It is something which is going on. It is going on, but it is going on for a purpose. That purpose is what is so special in the Gita. It is for becoming the instrument for a divine manifestation. What is it? How is it? That is something we'll keep trying to figure out as we have to figure it out in our life. That is what they say life will become sarthak when we realize it, when we realize the purpose and direction. So with this, I think we are ready to conclude our session today. If anybody wants to ask or share something related to what we spoke today, you are most welcome. Otherwise, we conclude with a Shanti Mantra. Yes, please. All right then. If there is nothing to be shared, I would say Shubharatri to everyone in India and the other time zones. Suprabhatam Sumadhyanam. With this, let's conclude. Hari Om. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् हरि ओम तत्सत् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् हरि ओम पुनर्मिलामः see you again next Wednesday looking
Thank you.
forward
Thank
namaskaram
you so much, sir.
thank you ji
Thank
thank you
you
ji
so much. Thank
thank
you.
you ji
Hari Om. Thank you.
Thank you.
namaskaram
Hari
thank you
Om. Hari Om.
hari om hari om
Thank you, Hari.
hari om hari om
Thank
Thank you, Ji.
Hari Om. Thank you, Ji. Hari Om. Hari Om. I conclude the session. Yes.